My inner biologist is unfazed by this, but then my inner human being is very phased. Hey folks, I'm Jean Gibert. I'm a professor of biology at Duke University in North Carolina, and I study protists, which are tiny living things that don't fit neatly into any other group of organisms like plants, bacteria, or fungi. And I like calling them the little bags of fluid because at the end of the day, that's what they are. I'm about to watch this Micromatcha video series that I gave some feedback on, but I haven't had an opportunity to see yet. So let's watch it together.
You've seen lions, tigers, and bears hunt to survive, but zoom in on a single drop of pond water, and you can find even stranger, more incredible battles for survival. Who will win in this micro matchup?
In this corner, we have Halteria, zipping through the water using tiny, hair-like cilia. And in the other corner, Lacrymaria, stretching its long, flexible neck to grab prey.
Lacrymaria will win.
Ready? Go.
Ooh, and it's an immediate knockout for Halteria. That does not look good. And
it doesn't.
It's being engulfed
by
that unfathomable stretchy maw of our winner, Lacrymaria.
Who's now really full. If we just look at this scene, we don't really understand what's going on with Halteria. In the next scene right here, now Lacrymaria has found it, brought it to the rest of its body, right, close to the rest of its body, and we can see that Halteria was actually dividing. So Halteria was in the process of going around, with its own life, trying to, generate another individual Halteria, and that's when the predator finds it. And what's really crazy about this one is that seeing predation events is rare in and of itself because predators are relatively rare compared to other things. But then seeing a predation event that involves the prey reproducing while this is happening is, exceedingly rare. So it's pretty neat.
In this corner, we have Didinium with a bite like a bear trap. And in the other corner, Paramecium using cilia to move and swim super fast.
Ready? Go.
I love that.
And here is Didinium awaiting its opponent. And here is Paramecium. And wow! Didinium latches on immediately. They are joined in a whirling, swirling, dangerous dance. Even with its super strong cilia, Paramecium cannot escape the death grip of Didinium. This does not look good for Paramecium, who is now actively being engulfed by this veritable garbage disposal of doom. Winner by phagocytosis, Didinium.
Yeah, another bad day for Paramecium. So this was a trick question all along because Didinium actually is considered to be a Paramecium predator specialist, meaning it's an organism that has evolved to become really, really good at finding and eating Paramecium. If we look at the shape of the two cells, Paramecium, its body plan is shaped like something that really needs to escape, right? It's elongated, it's fast, it's shaped like a missile, it swims in really straight lines. While Didinium, with its two rows of cilia, it's shaped to move really quickly, maneuver fast in search of Paramecium. But it's not going to be something that's going to chase after Paramecium, right? It's bumping into a Paramecium that's moving around, latching on. Once it latched, that's it.
In this corner is Stentor, one colossal cell that vacuums up food. And in the other corner, Holophrya, armed with sharp teeth-like structures.
Ready? Go.
Holophrya wastes no time latching on to Stentor. And wow, it's literally popped the Protist Stentor, who is spilling the contents of its cytoplasm like mustard from a squeeze bottle. But it's not lights out just yet. Despite the loss of half of its cytoplasm, Stentor seems to be stemming the source of the spill. What an extraordinary adaptation! Holophrya continues to circle, but seems more interested in vacuuming up vacuoles than biting off another chunk. What a stroke of luck for Stentor! Let's check in with the judges. It's a draw! What an outstanding performance by both of these protist pugilists.
What's cool about this interaction is that, so Stentor and Holophrya, they both can eat other protists, right? And so functionally, they belong to what we call the same guild. So groups of consumers that eat similar things. And when you have a predation interaction like this, we call that intraguild predation, meaning predation that happens between organisms that share similar resources or that eat similar prey. And it's the equivalent of seeing a hyena eating a lion.
In this corner is Stentor.
We saw this one already.
Vacuums up food. And in the other corner,
it's a different one.
Rotifer, complex and made up of 1,000 cells.
Ready? Go.
Two Stentors, among the most colossal of all single-celled protists, dominate the arena. This is a fascinating matchup. The competitor, a multicellular animal known as a rotifer, is perhaps quaking in its metaphorical boots out of view, waiting for a chance to attack one of these filter-feeding giants. And wow, the rotifer has shot right into the gaping mouth of a Stentor. I did not see that coming. Let's see that again. Now a single cell will digest the comparatively complex animal in the coming hours and days. But hats off to our winner, Stentor!
What's really cool about this, you can see Stentor has these rows of cilia in its body so that it can swim. Stentor can choose to be sessile, meaning, stuck in one place, while it's generating these currents to eat, rotifers and other things. But then along its oral groove, it has like this crown of cilia that beat really, really quickly and generate these giant currents of water, right? And so it circulates a ton of water. And it's so much so that fairly large metazoans, so organisms composed of many cells, can be sucked in by what effectively is one cell that's operating like a little turbine, circling water to catch whatever comes with that current. My inner biologist is unfazed by this, but then my inner human being is very fazed. Because at the end of the day, this is the equivalent of seeing a spider eating a bird. And even that wouldn't be that weird, because those are two metazoans. This is one giant cell eating an organism like us, composed of many, many cells. I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge how amazing it is to see these interactions. These are things that are happening in our ponds all the time we don't see, and that the only way we can see is through, specialized equipment and expertise that people have developed. And so this footage wouldn't be possible without James Weiss's expertise. So we've spent some time looking at these weird, tiny organisms eating one another, right? What if I were to tell you that if we put them all in a scale and we weighed them, collectively they weighed 65 times more than all humans on the planet? Not only that, as these protists eat bacteria, like we all do, they effectively burn that organic material using oxygen, right? And release CO2. And that CO2 is what's known as a greenhouse gas. And in fact, microbial CO2 release is much, much larger by orders of magnitude than anything we humans are doing. So let me ask you, does that change the way you see humans and our place on Earth?